Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Some men are simply good with women. Some men are simply good, and you can't even really call it game. Now, I did a car video the other week talking about, a few men don't need any game, and, many do. Now, you got another type. Now, I talked about it from a mostly, the physical attraction part, but you got another type of man who's simply good with women. Now, some people will say it's game, anything like that, but it's just what they do. And here's the deep part about it. It's regardless of how they look. And let me jump into that real quick. See, guys be thinking, well, you gotta look a certain way. And yeah, it works, but there's one limit to that. You can only look good to a certain amount of people, despite what people want to argue, which I still say is cultural chauvinism. Looks are subjective. Looks are subjective. So you can look good to, you go in a room of 100 women, you can look good to 80 of them, and the other 20, they're like, ugh. So that's just it. But you have some guys, it's not even about the looks. Now, they could look good to the woman, they might not look good, but then sometimes a woman will still deal with them. And it's really just come down to personality. Not even game, but personality. Because if you got some guys, if you ask them, like some people might say, well, he looks good, he's getting a woman, but that really wasn't what got her. Or somebody could say, well, yeah, he must have that serious mouthpiece. But if you really think about it, this dude has no strategy. He has no strategy. When he deals with a woman, he just deals with the woman. He ain't thinking game or something. He's like totally authentic, and he could be crude or whatever. Whatever it is, it's just his personality. But he still connects. See, understand, there's a certain percentage of the population, they just going to connect with women anyway. And it's really about their personality. Now, they still going to run into some women that they don't click with personality-wise, but it's not about the looks. It's genuinely not about the looks. Like I said, he could look good and a woman might see that as a bonus, or he might look average and women see it as a bonus. You even get some homely men that got just mad charisma and stuff. And women, they'd be like, he don't look that good, but he make me feel something. But it's always the personality, because ultimately any relationship come down to personality. And some guys they got just the personality factors. And it's not just one specific thing. It might be, a combination. One of the main things, they just authentic. Or they could be that guy who's, their personality, they always authentic. Or that guy who can just really tap into a woman's emotions. See, understand something. When women are dealing with a man, or they're attracted to a man, part is physical, but then part is emotional. That's why they always say how the man make them feel. That's why a woman, she could meet a guy and, physically he looks attractive. She can acknowledge that. But she don't feel good around him. Something about him turns her off. It can even give her the creeps. Because even when women say that, because it makes them feel a certain way. But you got some guys, they can connect to a woman and get her comfortable. Because what it is, they connect to the personality. They click. And then, they can just talk. Like you just had some people, they just had that charisma. And I'm going to be real with it. I'm sharing this, but don't think it's something that you can build easily. Most guys can't build. You either have it or you don't. It's a type of charisma because it's intrinsic to your natural personality. Like if you try to fake it, like say you're around that type of guy, you try to fake it, it's going to come off as fake. That's one of the main reasons I emphasize tribes. And that's something they even know in the pimp game. It's like a man just need to deal with a woman who's naturally attracted to him. And everybody can have that. Everybody can have that part. But then you got some guys, they go with women, they comfortable. It could be whatever reason, they just born, they can talk to a woman. They don't have any fear talking to a woman. A lot of guys have fear. They could connect to a woman. His masculine could connect to her feminine. That plays a part. Like you get some guys, it's just a natural part of them. And you can't call it game for one simple reason. They're not thinking about it. It's not a strategy. One thing about game, regardless of somebody see it as a conscious effort or manipulation. It's still a strategy. Game, if you talk game, it's strategy no matter what. But what if you don't have a strategy? What if you just have that like magnetism, that magnetic personality just naturally where the woman's comfortable with you? She's gonna be drawn. She'll come to you. And it has nothing, like I said, the looks part is a bonus, but it's just the personality. In fact, I've known some players, their looks have changed over the years and they still getting women the same way. They still, because the women said it. It's just something about them. They could put on 50 pounds, the woman's still cool because she's connecting to his personality. Because you get some guys out here, they say, oh, personality don't matter. And it's like, I already know they don't deal with women. Because what they gonna do, okay, they like how a guy look. What they gonna do? Now the looks can, open things up, and it might make a woman tolerate some stuff. But we talking like, if you do talking deeper, long term, boom, you gotta have that personality. Like the only time you absolutely probably don't need it is when you meet a woman at a party or something. Y'all get that quick hookup, or at a club or something. Y'all had sex in the bathroom, or out in the back alley. Something like that. That's pure lust and stuff. But how many guys got it like that? Everybody else got to have something. So the thing is, they will click with the woman. They just good interacting with the woman. They just got whatever traits, whatever their personality traits, they can just interact with women. Because that's the big part. That's a big part of the whole situation. Like I said, those like quick hits and stuff, they rare, extremely rare. Extremely rare. Because you got to deal with the woman, you got to relate, you got to talk to her, you got to interact with her, And it's not something that's a strategy, it's just natural. Like if you would have asked those same guys who are really good with women, they'll just say, they're the ones who would be the main ones who would say, yeah, just be yourself. Because that's what they're doing. And they just got the traits. And I started noticing that actually with my sons. When they were little. I mentioned before, little girls were coming for them. Different little girls were coming for them and they weren't doing anything. Trust me, it's ironic. Everybody think I'm showing all my sons this game and stuff. Really, I don't. Because they got natural shit. I might like hit a tweak here and there. I might hit a tweak here and there with them. But otherwise, the women that's come for them, if they don't, let's put it like this, they don't have game as people would say. So I said, well, wait a minute, hold up. There's some natural shit. Saw that shit with my father. He was old, man. He was old. He was in his 60s, had women going crazy over. When he was in his 60s, and even now in his 80s, he got 3 women. But he's just the most natural, he's just the most natural guy. He just be chilling. But he got something about him. He can just click with women, So, how that go and stuff. Oh, before the detractor said, nah, nothing skipped. Because really, traditional game, like I'm saying you all this, but I'm actually lazy about thinking about stuff. I just go with the flow. So it's just how it is. Now, like I said, you don't get mad at them, but and the video wasn't saying, oh, okay, develop that. Because at this point, I think you either have it or you don't. But just understand sometimes, like sometimes when you see that real fine woman with a particular dude, it could be just that. Because ultimately, he got to click with her personality no matter what. In fact, a lot of beautiful, very beautiful women, they actually look for that. Because they can get fine men. So if they got like 30 top-notch, select, Chad, Tyrone, 20% are men, okay. So they got a choice. So, okay, what's the next thing? Personality. And some men just have that personality like that. And you can't call it game. They ain't thinking about it. If you, like I said, if you ask them if you ask them and say, well, what do you do? They'll just tell you, oh, just be yourself. And they legit too. Everybody else though, you better figure out some shit. But anyway, just wanted to share that because one of the things, it's better the more perspective you have on why some things are happening. Because a lot of guys getting too caught up in like why this and that and think stuff is like some 1, 2, 3 ABC. No, there's so many variables. There are so many variables. So anyway though, that's all I have for today. Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.